Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. I'm Jamie Morris. Well, Good Morning SKN, rather. My apologies.
Jamie is pushing it
I am
ahead.
looking down, and I know I usually do that when I say welcome back. So definitely it's a new day, so I should say welcome back anyway. If those of you who are watching before, and those of you just joining us, thank you for joining us. This is Good Morning SKN. I'm Jamie Morris.
And I am Hortensia Carty. So it is indeed, I have to tell you the facts about Thursday. Thursday is known as Friday's Friday, in anticipation of Friday. It's also known as Thirsty Thursday as students prepare to, well, the ones that can drink, ingest their drinks. And as they say, from Thursday to Friday, the lessons become less. So that's the whole story on Thursday.
I wish I understood that.
It wasn't that hard.
I wasn't actively listening. This is so funny. All right, so today is in fact the 21st of July, right?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. So it is not hump day, as you rightly said. It is Tuesday. So Thursday. What am I saying?
Gosh.
Lord have mercy. Things are going on in the ear, believe it or not. We're just pushing through today. So we're having fun anyway. All right. So it is, thank you for the correction, Thursday. Now we begin. Can I do that again? Take 3? All right. Here's the latest in local news. In a statement released on Wednesday, July 20th, Supervisor of Elections Alvin Bailey informed the St. Kitts and Nevis electorate of the returning officers of the 11 electoral constituencies and outlined the activities for nomination day. Mr. Bailey said, quote, "There are 11 electoral constituencies, and for each constituency, a returning officer has been appointed as follows. In Constituency 1, Jermaine Lake; Constituency 2, Willis Percival; Constituency 3, Melvin Basu; Constituency 4, Miguel Thomas; Constituency 5, William Vincent Hodge; Constituency 6, Edwin Warner; Constituency 7, Joycelyn Archibald Pennyfeather; Constituency 8, Philip Braun; Constituency 9, Tracy Williams; Constituency 10, Kano David; and Constituency 11, Romelita Elliott." End quote. The Supervisor of Elections also outlined what will take place on nomination day that has been set for Tuesday, July 26, 2022. He said between the hours of 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. and 4 p.m., each returning officer will be at a specified nomination site in each constituency in order for qualified candidates to be nominated to run in the elections to be held Friday, August 5th, 2022. So that statement coming in from the Supervisor of Elections, which pretty much says to us, we're on our mark, we're set, we're ready to go.
Indeed, we are ready to go indeed. And regional pollster and political analyst Peter Wickham has outlined his observation for the upcoming St. Kitts and Nevis general election, describing it as a very complex political scenario. During a live interview on ABS television on Tuesday night, July 19, Wickham shared his perspective on the campaign process in St. Kitts and Nevis, where for the first time, 3 political parties in the St. Kitts will be running a full slate of candidates. Wickham predicts that the race to governance will most likely be between the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party and the People's Labour Party. Wickham stated, and quote, "I think it got to a stage where it's really about whether or not Kittitians and Nevisians are comfortable with the idea of a new party with the PLP, that's the People's Labour Party, or whether they are ready to return the Labour Party, the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party." I think that's really what it comes down to. I think that there's a huge change in terms of shift, in terms of politics. I mean, their politics was spam. That's the People's Action Movement versus Labour, St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party. There's a new player in the field, and I think that the PLP started out definitely at a disadvantage. But certainly, we have had a campaign in which they have gained considerable momentum. And they sure have.
On your mark.
Get set.
Get set. We'll find out who the winners, I don't even want to say who the losers are, because I feel like when we start talking about political parties, we tend to divide ourselves. So we forget that we're Kittitians and Nevisians, and we go, well, I'm supporting this and I'm supporting that, and so my party will win yours, and then we will take the reins. And I do not like that dialogue at all. So hopefully we can find a way to unify. And I actually heard someone in conversation yesterday saying it's quite possible that if we have 3 parties, at least on St. Kitts and Nevis, winning seats, and you might see some other signs of unity other than the predetermined unity that needs to go forward. So who knows, anything might go in this upcoming elections. We'll wait and see. All right, this from the St. Kitts Tourism Association. St. Kitts kicked off Restaurant Week with its annual tasting showcase. The event held at the St. Kitts Eco Park on Sunday, the 10th of July, afforded the patrons opportunities to savor local cuisine while basking in the natural beauty of the destination. The tasting showcase highlighted dishes prepared by local chefs, which were undoubtedly culturally oriented, complemented by entertainment that underscored the destination's rich heritage. The event follows a successful Mango Festival recently held in Nevis. The tasting showcase's success is a testament to locals' excitement to dine out and support the event. Restaurant Week is scheduled for the 10th to the 24th of July 2022. The theme ingredient chosen for this year's event is our very own sweet potato. The 2-week-long event offers both locals and visitors the opportunity to dine out at numerous restaurants, including those on our sister island, Nevis. The St. Kitts and Nevis Restaurant Week Committee would like to extend a cordial invitation to the general public to support the Restaurant Week experiences, as it is a time to celebrate culture and cuisine.
I had the opportunity to experience one restaurant. So I'm looking forward to experience the other.
Alrighty, good to go.
We continue now with the weather. Well, it is lovely weather. Oh my God, I slept well last night. It's partly cloudy with a 40% or moderate chance of showers. There is a high of 90 and a low of 75 degrees Fahrenheit. And I think it's going to rain. I want to predict that it's going to rain all day. Because I've been trying to do my laundry for days and the rain is like, no way. Oh, there you have it for the news in the local scene. Stay tuned. We will be back after this break with regional and international news.
Great news, everyone! SKN Moves is turning 3. And this year, we are going to celebrate bigly by bringing back the 7-week challenge. For week 1, we will focus on the importance of breastfeeding. In week 2, we will participate in the SKN Move Anniversary Walk. Week 3, let's watch the In Your Kitchen I Rep My Community competition finals. Week 4, a healthy drinking water challenge. During week 5, it's all about mindfulness and our mental health. And no, that's not all. In week 6, we will learn about self-care and management. The celebrations end in week 7 with the Caribbean Wellness Week activities, National Fruit Day and National Sneaker Day. Come participate, celebrate and enjoy. Join SKN Moves and let us move toward a healthier St. Kitts and Nevis.
Consuming excess salt can lead to heart attack, high blood pressure, and even stroke, and other health-related conditions such as kidney disease.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. If you're joining us, you're just in time for the regional news. Rum makers unite to go after a designation. This from Barbados today. After years of being in limbo, 3 of Barbados' largest rum producers have decided to take the bold step and move ahead with an application for the highly touted geographical indication GI for Barbados rum. They said they could no longer sit back and watch others profit while Barbados, known as the birthplace of rum, continued to lose out on precious economic earnings. Managing Director of Mount Gay Rum and Distilleries, Raphael Grisoni, has announced that his company, along with Foursquare Distillery and the St. Nicholas Abbey, have collectively submitted a properly written GI application to the registrar here, which was just the first step. The rum producers who were addressing a ceremony last Friday said that they were prepared to bear the cost of obtaining the GI, which will require various applications in several countries. Rassoni said, and quote, "It is about the cultural heritage of Barbados, and we have to protect it and make sure it will survive the test of time," end quote. So don't take our rum and take credit for it. We're taking back our reins.
And or rum.
Indeed.
Just putting it out there.
Indeed.
Alrighty, we're moving on to international news at this time. This from the BBC. U.S. President Joe Biden has announced a $2.3 billion investment to help build infrastructure that can withstand extreme weather and natural disasters. But the announcement stopped short of formally declaring a climate emergency, which would grant him further powers. Mr. Biden spoke in Massachusetts as a heat wave brings extreme weather to Europe and North America. Tens of millions of people in the U.S. across more than 24 states are living under heat warnings this week. President Biden said, quote, "Climate change is literally an existential threat to our nation and to the world," and the president said in Wednesday's speech, which was delivered outside a former coal power plant in the town of Somerset. "The health of our citizens and our communities is at stake, so we have to act," end quote. He said the new funding would go to expanding flood control, shoring up utilities, retrofitting buildings, and helping low-income families pay for heating and cooling costs. It includes $385 million to help states fund air conditioning units in homes and community cooling centers. Community cooling centers.
It's a very hot summer. I guess you can go there and cool down, then go back to your house.
Yeah.
But then I'm afraid with those, imagine you're extremely cool and then you go back to a hot box.
Well,
Fluid somewhere or cool is somewhere in there.
Well, hopefully. I mean, it is an initiative that is geared to making sure that people are not suffering any more than they have to, because it is intense weather indeed. Wildfires blazing everywhere, it seems. All right, well, that's some good news, and we'll be back with greater news in a moment. Stay tuned, everyone. More GMS Scan in a flash.
Good afternoon. And to what do I owe the pleasure of your visit today?
Good afternoon. After finding a lump, I visited the health center to see a nurse, and she found a lump as well. Doc, do you think this is the big C? I shouldn't have cancer. I don't drink. I don't smoke. Nobody in my family has ever had cancer.
Slow down, not so fast. Not every lump of the breast is cancerous. The breast goes through a number of changes. It can be a piece of fatty tissue or some other non-cancerous lump of the breast. Either way, I'll have to examine you first to make sure.
Okay. I did not know I was supposed to examine my breast myself.
Yes, the self-breast examination is very revealing. It is the first step in diagnosis. It is important to self-examine your breasts once monthly after you've had your period. That way, you would know how your normal, healthy breasts feel and be able to detect any changes early. If any abnormality is detected, there are more defining tests such as the ultrasound and/or mammogram.
Mammogram? No, I've heard that mammogram thing hurts badly.
I'm sure that most of what you've heard about the mammograms are exaggerated encounters. Here's the referral. Take it to the facility. Before the exam begins, you will have to fill out a short pre-test questionnaire. Let the doctor know if there's a possibility of pregnancy. Leave jewelry at home and wear loose, comfortable clothing. Don't wear deodorant, talcum powder, or lotion under your arms or on your breasts, as these may appear on the mammogram and interfere with correct diagnosis. During the exam, each breast is compressed horizontally between two plates for imaging, and then diagonally for further imaging as needed. So how was the experience?
It's not what I expected. My teenage sister found a lump in her breast. Should she get a mammogram too?
All lumps of the breast and changes should be investigated. A mammogram is recommended once a year for every woman aged 40 and over, even younger if there's a family history.
Oh, gee. Women have to endure a lot.
Men have to check their breasts too.
Yeah.
Yes, some men do get breast cancer too. So remember, get checked today. Early detection saves lives.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Daycare teaches children, to learn, to share, resolve arguments, and play well with others. They also learn to become better at communicating. Daycare also benefits parents as it grants them the opportunity to maintain a full-time job. Today we have Tishani Toussaint here to let us know all about the Blessings Daycare Center, in particular their relocation. Good morning, Tishani. Welcome to Good Morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
When was this daycare initially opened?
So Blessings Daycare Center has been in operation since 2014. And of course, we started with the aim to put children first. That has been our mantra throughout the years of service. And we are at a point where it's time for us to elevate, to ascend. And so that is why we are now relocating to our very own facility.
Oh, congratulations on
Thank
that.
you. Thank you.
Are certainly welcome.
All right, so in terms of that relocation, where is that? Where are you going to be?
So we are going to Doers Commercial, and that is just off of the Social Security roundabout. It is one of the newest development in St. Kitts, commercial development. And so we are elated to be in that location. Very, very elated to be there.
All right, that's great.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So what are some of the benefits, do you think, of this new location?
So some of the benefits of the new relocation, of course, is expansion. Of course, expanding our brand is something that we have been really looking forward to. Because of the excellent service that we provide, we saw it fitting to really promote and explore new services to our parents. And when we look at the community at large, the community is evolving now, and there's so many more services that parents need in order to assist them. Maybe they may want to exercise after work or after school classes. They may have extra curricular activities, and so our programs now would be able to benefit these parents who are looking for these services.
So, Mr. Saint, do you have a kindergarten now? Because I don't think you remember my face. I signed up London and AJ for your school some years back.
Oh, yes. And that's something that we would want to go into after this journey. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good stuff.
All right, so how many children do you currently have? And
we currently cater for 22 children at our current location. And with the expansion, we are going to 75.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yes.
So what are the implications for staffing?
So the implication for SAMI, of course, from 22 going to 75, we have to hire additional staff in because we like to give the individual attention. Of course, if a child is going to be properly developed, you will need that intimate time, teacher-child time. And we believe that having a very small ratio is the key to having a holistic development at our center.
All right, so what is that ratio, ideally?
So the ratio per teacher, if it's a child at nursery to age, meaning 18 months to 3 years, then we look at 6 to 1 teacher. If it's an infant, then it would be 3 to 1 teacher. Yes.
Okay.
And the program that we offer is high scope program, which is active learning, which, every day the teacher, they initiate activities based on the key development indicator that they are seeking to see from the child. And of course, observations are being done. We definitely dialogue with our parents to keep them abreast as to what is happening with their children. So we have what we call an open communication system with our parents, and we try to foster that as much as possible.
So how early do you take kids at your daycare?
So we take them in from birth, and birth meaning any time after the parent is ready to return to work.
Okay.
Yes, that's the age group that we start.
So from 3 months until?
3 months until, yes. And now we are going up to 5 years. Okay. We are currently at 3, And so we are now advancing to 5 years. Yes.
Good stuff. Good
All right,
stuff.
just out of sheer curiosity, has the new staff been hired as yet, or are you still going through that interview process?
Well, we are still going through that interview process because we are ready to relocate late August for September to reopen. And we want to have a grand opening as well for the community to know all about us. And we welcome every member of Doers Commercial and the Doers Residential to come out when we give that date on our Facebook page so that they're able to come in and just walk around your space to see, what can be in store for their children once they're interested in our programs. Yes.
So Tishani, since your inception, you said in 2014,
Yes.
how has your school grown?
Okay, so from 2014, one of the things that we have noticed is one of the main requests of our parents is continuity. And that is why we have pushed for this. And it has taken us a while, but we're finally here.
Yeah.
And with that, persons who have brought their children in from the nursery start would, recognize, okay, 3 years, and then there's nowhere for the child to go. He or she has to go in a different environment, has to adapt all over again. And so with that, our growth has been steady, but it would have been more impactful had we had that expansion that we could have had our children continue with us. So now we are able to offer that, and we feel very good about that. Yes.
Yeah. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Yes, you're certainly welcome.
Oh, great. So we'll take a break now, and we'll be back in a moment to continue our discussion. More with Tishani in a moment.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Salt is an important part of the human diet, but most of us consume more than we realize.
Consuming excess salt can lead to heart attack, high blood pressure, and even stroke, and other health-related conditions such as kidney disease.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We are talking with Tishani Toussaint of the Blessings Daycare Center. Tishani, continuing our discussion, registration will be open until September, is it?
Registration is currently open till August 18th.
August 18th.
However, we want to give the general public some more time, so we are going down now to the 25th of August for registration. So if you are a person who, maybe, late on registering, then you have that additional week to do so.
All right, and what's that process entail?
Okay, the registration process entails completing a registration form. The forms are available at our current location at Bladen's Commercial, where we are currently. And that form, once you complete, you submit to our center, and we assess and then call the parent in for an interview. So we usually have an interview process where we would, let the parent know of our policies, the expectation of our center, and at that time, any questions that the parent have, that the opportune time to, for those questions to be answered. So that is what the registration process is like.
All right, if you could give us a sense of what some of those policies are.
Okay, so some of our policies speaks to signing in and out when you're coming in, bringing the child in, persons picking up the child who are unauthorized, and of course you would have to call us in advance to notify us. Policies of our center on a whole in terms of our center rules, the respect of our teachers, our teaching staff, in that manner. Of course, our program, what our program offer, the development and all of that is needed for the child to be at our center. All of those policies are things that we would discuss with the parent firsthand. Our fees as well, to let the parent know how everything is structured. That is very important as well. Yes.
Tishani, in early childhood education, there's basically no rest, little or no rest. Why choose this area to pursue a career?
So I love children, that's the first thing. And working with children, they keep you young. They keep you looking young, and you get to dance and, have fun time with them. And providing care and development for them, and quality care, I might say, is what drove me to early childhood. When I started, doing my assessment, I see that there, was a breakdown somewhat, especially in terms of environment. Of course, there is a need for a stimulative environment if you are going to start with any early childhood center. And that promotes a lot of development, wanting the children to return day after day. And so being a part of that, I'm able to give that to a child, I am, quite contentful. And I love early childhood. Love that.
Lovely.
Yes.
All right, so in that same vein, with such passion, how does the Blessings Daycare Center stand out from other daycares around the country, or does it?
Okay, so Blessings Daycare Center definitely stands out because we serve with excellence. That's number one. And we believe we should meet children wherever they are. So if a child comes in and we need to go the extra mile to get the child where he or she should be, then we are able to do that, and we are always delighted to help a child. And that's where our center stands out. We provide, as I said earlier, the intimate individual care so that that child gets a lot of attention, that child is engaged throughout the day, and that is very, very pivotal for early childhood development. So that's what makes my center stands out. No child is left behind at my center.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yes.
So I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room. For 2 years, we had COVID. How did the COVID initially impact your center?
So, of course, we were impacted. As early childhood center, we were firsthand for the impact. And we, of course, had to face many challenges that delayed even this process that, is happening now. And so, but, after that, being away, getting some time to really rethink, and, that gave me the strength to, really come back stronger and be able to make decisions that I wasn't able to make before. And the COVID, it did so many things, but it had some benefits to it. It really stopped, they stopped the movement for a while, put you in a place where you now have to deal with yourself, like thinking outside the box. How do you achieve certain things? Who are you? Where do you see yourself? What do you want? The center, so give you time to write and all of that. So yes, that downtime did a lot of that for us. But yes, we were impacted financially as well. But the strength of God, we made a comeback.
Yes,
We're grateful for that.
Congratulations again.
Right. So how can people get in touch with you, Tishani?
Okay, so our contact number is 869-668-6733, and we want to make it as easy as possible for members of the public. You can send us a WhatsApp for an inquiry. Also, on our Facebook page, we also have an inquiry where you can complete a form, very, very simple, and submit it, and we will definitely contact you. So that's our number, 668-6733. Our email address is blessingsdaycare2013@outlook.com. You can also reach us via email as well.
So there's no excuse.
No, there's no excuse.
None whatsoever.
No excuse.
All right. So we want to thank you for stopping by and sharing with us all about the relocation of Blessings Daycare.
Yes.
Best of luck to you. It's been a pleasure with you.
Yes.
Congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Viewers, stay tuned. Up next, Culturally You.
Self-health management refers to the measures people take to manage their own health. You and I should remember to wash hands often with soap and water, or use alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Avoid touching your eyes, mouth, and nose. Take your temperature morning and evening. Watch for symptoms. Persons with diabetes or hypertension are reminded to take your medication regularly as prescribed. If you have no symptoms, you may carry out your normal routine and boost your immune system. When you are outside, avoid public spaces and wear a mask at all times. If you develop symptoms, put on a mask and seek medical care. Do not take public transportation. Inform the doctor of your travel history, any contact with confirmed or suspected cases, your occupation, and whether anyone around you has similar symptoms. If you become ill, please rest at home. Wear a mask and isolate yourself from others in your household. If you share a bathroom, disinfect daily using 1 part bleach to 10 parts water. Everyone must work together to reduce the spread of the coronavirus.
You ever hear earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, earthquake, I coming Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are any exit. Stairs might broke up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
everyone is encouraged to adopt a healthy and positive approach to daily life. Here are a few friendly reminders.
When you go to the local market and food vendors, remember to maintain a social distance of 6 feet or 2 meters apart. And always wear your mask.
Always keep your hands clean. Wash your hands with soap and water or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
When dining, choose restaurants with staggered seating. This will lower the risk of transmission.
If you have a fever, cough, or other respiratory symptoms, please wear a mask and seek medical care immediately. Rest at home and do not visit the food vendors, local markets, or restaurants.
If you gradually use less salt, you will gradually want less salt. Eating less salty foods will reduce your cravings for salty foods. Let's get salt smart.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. It is time for us to loosen up. And today we'll be talking all about the moon, the Earth's only natural satellite.
Ooh. Sitting by the moonlight. It's so lovely. I just feel the moon and me are friends, you know, we're so close. Noodling. Look at me. Leaning into the moon. Moon facts. The first man on the moon, July 20th, is celebrated as National Moon Day. Oh, that was yesterday. Wow. Every year, because it was back on that day in 1969, Neil Armstrong became the first ever human to land on the moon. The day was declared in 1971 by the US President Richard Nixon to honor the historic lunar landing.
All right, so that's an interesting fact indeed.
Very interesting. So we should have celebrated International Moon Day yesterday,
Well,
or
it's
just
not
National Moon?
It's national. Right.
Well, I'm sure soon is going to get it in.
All right. Wait.
Oh, look at the moon. The moon lending its reflection to me. Look at that. Oh my God. Oh, you got it now.
All right, so we're going to take a look at the moon and its function. The brightest and largest object in our night sky, the moon makes Earth a more livable planet. It moderates the planet's wobble on its axis, leading to a relatively stable climate. And the moon also causes tides, creating a rhythm that has guided humans for thousands of years. So this is really interesting to me, particularly because it moderates how our planet wobbles on its axis. Interesting.
So we wobbly.
Well, we do. We're kind of
Wobble.
tilted. And yeah, it's yeah, regulates climate and all that stuff, which is great.
No.
Okay, here we go.
Ooh, does the moon affect us? There is no absolute proof that the moon affects human mental and physical health, though its effect has been observed in other organisms. Coral, for instance, appear to time their spawning based on the lunar.
Interesting.
I think the moon affects us in some way, because you say when you see a full moon, somebody's going to get pregnant.
That's what it says. I never knew that. I thought we just howl at the moon. That literally.
We're not wolves.
I'm like, you
yeah,
see?
but the full moon is normally associated with pregnancy with humans.
So you're bringing adult vibes.
And the coral.
You're bringing adult vibes, and I'm like in the teen wolf vibes. All right, I see a full moon, I just want to howl. Can I do that?
And I was just informed that babies are oftentimes born during the full moon. So it does affect humans.
Okay. You seem to know a lot about this stuff.
And I have no baby, so.
Yeah.
Yes, he knows a lot about this stuff.
All right, so which planet has the most moons? Well, Saturn has the most moons with 82 moons, 53 confirmed moons, and 29 provisional moons. Jupiter has the second most moons with 79 moons, 53 confirmed moons, and 26 provisional moons. And the fun fact here is that Venus and Mercury have no moons at all, and here on Earth we only have one moon. Yeah.
Solamente uno.
Pardon?
Solamente uno, one moon.
Oh, one
Only
moon.
one
Yes,
moon.
indeed.
Only one moon. That is giving me such light. Oh
It's
my
giving you
gosh.
such light. I feel like
Leaning
somewhere,
into
I
the
don't know if it's going to be in these
moon.
facts, but that we see only one side of the moon because of its revolution. But we'll wait and see.
How far away is the moon from Earth? Often when we see drawings of the Earth and the moon, they look really close together. Don't be fooled. They're actually really far apart. The moon is an average of 855 miles. That's 400 km away. It's very far.
Yeah,
Although they look so close. What do they say? So close, but yet so far.
I guess indeed. So how are craters on the moon created? Interesting question indeed. So the moon is covered with craters and numerous circular holes. That's what craters are. These are impact craters, each of which was formed when an asteroid or comet collided with the moon's surface. Figured as much. Yeah.
Yeah. So it bounces in, give it the hole, comes back out.
It doesn't come back out.
Cheesy moon. Cheesy moon.
As far as I
We
know.
don't see them in there when we see, so it just bad. So it's like, how should I put it? I'm going into my cartoon mind here. It's like Play-Doh. Drop something in the Play-Doh, give it a shake. Oh, we don't see the asteroid.
No, because I guess it was a long time ago, which would be another interesting fact if you could actually date those craters and see when they were initially formed. But that's what it is.
Yes. Some scientist is going to go to the moon soon. So, how long has the moon been around? Wow. The theory of the moon's origin is that a Mars-sized body collided with Earth approximately 4.5 billion years ago, and the resulting debris from Earth and the impactor assembled to form our natural satellite. Look at that.
Collision course.
Yeah. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. So
Okay.
that was a good one, right?
Yeah, well, we've got our only natural satellite
Oh.
because of it. It's good to brighten up the sky as well. Planet like moon. Titan. Yes, Titan. I watched the movie Titan. Exciting stuff, Titan. The only moon I know, Titan. Anyway, Titan. Saturn's largest moon is well, apart from our own, let me say that. Now, what do we call our moon anyway? Just the moon, right? But Saturn has a name, Titan. All right, so Titan. Saturn's largest moon is frequently described as a planet-like moon. Titan is 50% larger in diameter than Earth's moon and 80% more massive. It is the second largest moon and is larger than the planet Mercury, but only 40% as massive.
I know what we should name our moon.
What?
Dragonfly.
No.
Yeah, because
No.
it's so peaceful. So dragonfly.
Dragonfly?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know about that.
I tried.
I'll go with Newton. We have Titan, we can call it Newton. I say Newton. That might make sense.
Can humans live on the moon? I guess we cannot. We can only go there for a short period of time. Humans cannot survive on the moon. See, the moon has close to no atmosphere, so there is no air for us to breathe. There is no water on the moon either, and we need to drink water to survive. Yeah, so we can't live there. We could visit, fly by high moon, by moon, like Jimmy Neutron and his friends.
You're gonna fly by the moon.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're not gonna do a drive-by. We're gonna do a fly.
You're gonna do a flyby. Okay, we're gonna see. Does the moon have color? Outside of the Earth's atmosphere, the moon, which shines by reflected sunlight, appears as a magnificently brown-tinted gray. Viewed from inside the Earth's atmosphere, though, the moon can appear quite different, seeing only a bit of color. Interesting stuff.
I often wonder why the moon depends on the sun. Because the sun don't depend on nobody. He's just a bad boy. Yeah.
Well, that's where the light comes from, so it reflects the sunlight, I think. That's what it does, right?
So
I guess, yes.
should we consider the moon a pest? Because it's drawing from the sun.
I don't know. I don't know. Take it to your viewers.
Oh. Because everything that takes something from something is, so the moon moon's an invasive species.
No way, Cortesia.
It is. It's stealing from the sun. But thank you, Moon. We appreciate your light.
That's your theory. So, July 20th, National Moon Day.
Yes. So I hope that. What else do we know about the moon? It sometimes appears crescent shape. It sometimes appears red when there's an eclipse. It looks like it's moving round and round and round. It always looks like an X fact. We can see the moon in the daytime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certain points, definitely.
Yeah,
So.
it's just not a shiny.
Yeah.
Importance of the moon to the tides. So.
It regulates the waves, yeah. Gravitational pull of the moon, yeah.
Ah.
Interesting
So then
fact.
it's not the sun that made me the boss, it's the moon. So the moon just keeping the sun in check by taking some of its light.
That's Cortensia's theory, guys. Go with it. We're gonna call it K theory, okay?
So Jamie, what do you like to do under the full moon?
Go to sleep, Cortensia.
I thought the same thing. But you know, we could have picnics under the full moon. We could have play night under the full moon with the kids. You know, when we were younger, we enjoyed a lot of the natural things. And the moonlight was one of them. Because you go to, and once it was blaring bright, oh my gosh, that was so much fun. I wish the kids of today would enjoy the stuff that we do.
Well, in due course, I imagine that they will. As soon as the lights go out.
No, man, with those tablets, they ain't ever going outside. No. No. But yeah, so there we have for the moon, the moonlight, the moon facts, the moon being the boss, the moon being an invasive species. The moon's gonna get me, yes. You did good.
We will be back in a moment, everyone. Stay tuned.
Hey, my friend, what going on?
Not a thing. I just here cooling under this tree, about to eat a mango or two.
Where you get mango from all now?
Boy, Auntie Rose bring me some mango this morning.
Oh, gosh. What you hit me for?
You give me something to put on?
Girl, you can't just come tempting me with these juicy round pally mangoes and expect me not to want some.
Just because something looks appealing and you want it, doesn't mean you are entitled to it and that you should touch or take it. Your mother ain't teach you manners. Ask for consent first before you touch up the mango them.
But why ask? And if it's dear, it's dear. Just take it. Why ask?
Simple. If it is mine and you ain't asked for it, it is called, wait for it, stealing.
That's true. My bad. Okay. May I please have some mangoes?
I don't know. After that spectacle, I ain't sure I want to give you any.
You see that? But I ask.
Just because you ask doesn't mean I have to give. It is still my mangoes.
So what you tell me ask for then?
Because consent is everything. Had you asked first, I would have been more inclined to give you one. And just because you ask doesn't mean I have to give you. You got it?
Okay, I got it. Now, may I please have some mangoes?
Only because you're my friend and I like you. But that still don't mean you're entitled to it.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
Good. Don't leave your mango skin on the ground, eh?
If you understand the importance of asking for someone's consent for a mango, then it shouldn't be too hard to understand consent when it comes to sex. The power of consent is everything. Ask first. If you or a friend has been sexually assaulted, please call 465-5000 for the Counseling Center.
This message was brought to you by No Judgment SKN and sponsored by the Basic Needs Trust Fund, the Department of Gender Affairs, and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Hi, if you are a smoker, please pay attention to this message. According to the World Health Organization, there are 1.3 billion smokers in the world today, and tobacco kills 1 out of every 2 smokers. Did you know that there is enough nicotine in 5 cigarettes to kill an average adult if ingested whole? There are more than 7,000 chemicals in tobacco smoke, of which more than 250 are known to be harmful. More than 69 are known to cause cancer, and 16 are classified as Group 1 carcinogens. Smoking kills. Are you ignoring that warning every time you smoke? Please stop. Smoking can lead to severe health complications and even death. It affects almost every organ in the body, especially the lungs and heart. It raises blood pressure, increases blood clots, and increases the risk of stroke, heart attack, and cancer. It is hard to quit smoking, but it is not impossible. Don't let tobacco destroy you. Remember the 4 Ds to curb your tobacco cravings. 1. Delay. Set a time limit before you decide to smoke. 2. Drink water. Go get a drink before you do anything else. 3. Do something else. Have a goodie bag handy of other things to do. And 4. Deep breathing. Take at least 10 deep breaths every time you think about smoking. Quit smoking and live a longer and happier life. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, St. Kitts and Nevis.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Let's face it, most parents or guardians don't want to think about their teens having sex, let alone contemplate the possibility that they might get pregnant or get someone pregnant. Teenage pregnancy is a situation that involves female adolescents. A teenage female can be pregnant as early as age 12 or 13, although it is usually 14 and older. The fact that teenagers become pregnant is related to many factors. Here are some tips to decrease teen pregnancy. Teach teenagers comprehensive sex education. Target messages at teen boys, not just girls. Get the whole community involved. Encourage mentoring, parental involvement, and support. This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Great news, everyone! SKN Moves is turning 3. And this year we are going to celebrate bigly by bringing back the 7-week challenge. For week 1, we will focus on the importance of breastfeeding. In week 2, we will participate in the SKN Move anniversary walk. Week 3, let's watch the In Your Kitchen I Rep My Community competition finals. Week 4, a healthy drinking water challenge. During week 5, it's all about mindfulness and our mental health. And no, that's not all. In week 6, we will learn about self-care and management. The celebrations end in week 7 with the Caribbean Wellness Week activities, National Fruit Day and National Sneaker Day. Come participate, celebrate and enjoy. Join SKN Moves and let us move toward a healthier St. Kitts and Nevis.
Has anyone ever touched you here, here, or here? Well, these are actually bad touches, not good ones. And so, if anyone ever touches you in these areas or anywhere else that makes you uncomfortable, you must say no, then go and tell. Say it with me. Say no, then go and tell.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with Probation and Child Protection Services, the Ministry of Health, and the Pan American Health Organization.
The culture of Nevis customarily goes on display at this time of year, culminating on Emancipation Day and the day following with jamming and a street parade. On Tuesday, we spoke with Keith Glasgow, who is the coordinator of the Junior Kaiso contest. Today, we will be discussing with the Executive Director of Culturama, Antonio Abernathy-Liburd, who will tell us about the opening of Culturama this evening, to be followed by the Junior Kaiso contest. Good morning, Mr. Liburd, and welcome back to Good Morning SKN.
Good morning. Good morning, SKN. It's good to be back on your program. We were here a few weeks ago, and today is actually the big day, the start of Culturama 48. And so it's indeed a good thing that we are linking once again this morning.
Yes. So, Mr. Liburd, why this time of year, and what was the objective of Culturama?
Well, Culturama was started in 1974 to preserve and promote and to, well, the cultural art forms of Nevis. It was discovered that the cultural traditions of Nevis were only practiced during the Christmas celebrations. And the Nevis Dramatic and Cultural Society decided that they needed a festival at a different time of the year that would promote the cultural art forms, the cultural heritage of the island. And so they came up with the idea of Culturama. Why this time of the year, July, August? They chose it to coincide with the emancipation of our forefathers from slavery. And how appropriate this period is, because on Juve morning, on Emancipation Day, the revelers of St. Kitts and Nevis take to the streets of Charlestown and really have a true emancipation ball in the streets. And so it's quite appropriate that we celebrate Culturama around this time of the year.
All right, well, popular opinion, sir, suggests that Nevis actually has a better display, or rather a more distinctive display of cultural troops and cultural music than even St. Kitts does. Why do you think that's the case? Why do you think the public believes that?
I actually don't think so, because there are some cultural traditions on Nevis, on St. Kitts that is, that are not practiced on Nevis. And I'm sure that all of the, or most of the cultural traditions on Nevis are practiced on St. Kitts. But I think that Nevisians are true to their cultural heritage. They have this thing that they want to see the cultural traditions, the cultural heritage, the foods, the dances, the sayings. They want to see those things preserved, so that generations to come will have a sense of how, you know, their forefathers lived, how their parents lived, their grandparents lived, and so they always place great emphasis on showcasing and preserving the cultural traditions that they were brought up under.
Let's speak a bit about the masquerade, Mr. Liebert. How has the masquerade managed to maintain their dance move and their chants over the years without losing any of its originality?
Well, over here on Nevis, we have had a tradition of going into the schools to teach masquerade dancing. And so the moves have remained the same basically over the years. The Department of Culture, when it existed, they used to teach the art of masquerade dancing. We now have the Nevis Cultural Development Foundation, and they too are doing a tremendous job at preserving the art form in terms of teaching the dance moves to the younger generation. And what we find here in Nevis also is that the young children, the young boys, the young girls, and incidentally there are a number of young girls on Nevis who are into dancing masquerade. And so they want to learn this art. They want to learn this art form. And so it's never really difficult for us to get young persons interested in learning the art of masquerade dancing. And so because of this, I think that this has led to the perpetuation of the folk dance and the preservation of the dance moves. Even the music. There are a number of young persons who are learning to play the fife, learning the different melodies for the different dances. Number of young persons are also learning to play the kettle drum, which is the main drum used as part of the music. And so we have had that tradition being maintained and being handed down over the years.
All right, in terms of maintaining tradition as well, it goes even as far as the foods, we understand. When we spoke to John Hanley, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, he mentioned a dish that he explained was made from cassava but prepared similarly to cornmeal. For those viewers who didn't see that show, sir, can you tell us the name of that dish, if you're aware? And also, is there another dish called black hat?
Black what?
Black hat.
Black hat?
Yes.
I actually do not know of a dish that is called black hat. I know of a cook, a local cook that is called black hat. So probably you misinterpreted what he said. But cassava musa, that is something that is prepared similar to cornmeal, and it is a delicacy here on Nevis. It is made from cassava meal. The raw cassava, it would be grated, and something similar to cornmeal is the finished product, which you can then prepare and you would use that as a breakfast at breakfast in place of your cereal, maybe in place of your oatmeal or your cornflakes, or even your cornmeal porridge. You can have cassava musa replacing that. There's also another dish that is prepared, or another delicacy, Nevisian delicacy, that is prepared from the cassava. We have the cassava bread, and my mother would tell me, or used to tell me, that when they were growing up, they were very poor, and when there was no money to buy bread at mornings, their parents would go out into the land, harvest a bit of cassava root, come back, grate it, squeeze it, and prepare cassava bread, and that is what they would use in place of bread, and send them off to school. And so there are a number of delicacies that we have maintained here on Nevis over the years. The Konki Antigua people call it dukuna. That is also a delicacy here on Nevis. And there are several other foods that we have tried to maintain over the years here on Nevis. And that is why we have the cultural food fair. And that cultural food fair will be happening next week, Saturday, July the 30th at the ETW Park. And all of the local foods, all of the local drinks here on Nevis would be on sale during that event. So I want to use this opportunity to invite you over to experience some local foods at the food fair next week, Saturday.
Oh. And we accept that invitation. And with that, Mr. Library, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back after this.
Has anyone ever touched you here, here, or here? Well, these are actually bad touches, not good ones. And so, if anyone ever touches you in these areas or anywhere else that makes you uncomfortable, you must say no, then go and tell. Say it with me. Say no, then go and tell.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with Probation and Child Protection Services, the Ministry of Health, and the Pan American Health Organization.
Children, how can you tell a tsunami coming?
Teacher me.
Sammy?
My mother said when uncle jump in the pool and the water spoosh out, that's how you tell a tsunami coming.
Settle down, children. Settle down. Do you remember our tsunami song?
Yes!
Mommy, Uncle not here in the other shake.
Hush your mouth.
Daddy, Uncle not here and the sea gone.
Who cares? You don't see all them free fish? Quick, give me the bag.
This is how you tell a tsunami I come. Teacher says so. I would have failed in school, you know.
Sammy, come, let me go. They would have failed anyhow. Let me run, see Sammy.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
As a hypertensive patient, in my home, I reduce salt intake by not adding salt during the preparation of my food, not having a salt shaker on my table, limiting the consumption of salty snacks, and choosing products with low sodium content. That's why I am Salt Smart.
I wear a mask because I want to protect my child, but also I want to protect his classmates and his teachers.
I wear a mask because I care about the frontline workers who will have to work even harder if those around me get sick.
I wear a mask to protect my family. I wear a mask to protect you. I wear a mask because it is the right thing to do.
I wear a mask because I don't want to put any vulnerable individuals at risk, like my elderly loved ones.
I wear a mask because
we are all in this together.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We are continuing our discussion with the Executive Director of Culturama, Antonio Avenatti-Liburd, who's here to tell us all about the opening of Culturama. All right, sir, we recently had the announcement of the finalists for the Senior Calypso Show. And what are some of the direct Culturama activities, as well as the fringe activities that have already taken place?
Well, we have had the TDC Senior Calypso Fiesta, or the TDC Senior Calypso semifinals. And from that event, we have selected 7 finalists to go up against the reigning King Hollywood. Most persons may have heard Hollywood announcing last year when he created history by being the first Calypsonian in 47 years of Culturama to be crowned back-to-back, that he would be bowing out of the Calypso competition, that he would no longer be competing. But he has since changed his mind, and so he will be defending his crown this year. And so we have 7 finalists that were selected from last week's show, and they would go up against the King. We also had last week, Saturday evening, the semifinals of the Groovy and the Power Soca Monarch competition. And so we have 7 finalists that were selected to go up against the reigning Groovy King. And we had 8 finalists that were competing, that were selected to go up against, well, not to go up against, because the reigning Power Soca King will not be defending this year because he has an overseas engagement. And so from that competition, we selected, incidentally, selected 9 persons because there was a tie for 8th position. And so there were 9 persons competing in the power category, as well as 7 persons competing in the groovy category. So those were the 2 major activities. You know, every Friday afternoon we have had an activity dubbed Action Corner. It's a promotional activity where we try to sensitize persons about the activities for Culturama 48. And yeah, we have had a very successful night market. We have twinned that. We collaborated rather with the Ministry of Tourism for that event. A lot of local craft and food vendors were on display. We had a soca teaser, we had a calypso tent. And so all in all of the activities for Culturama, all the pre-activities that is for Culturama 48 have gone very well thus far. And so as of this afternoon, we now move into the core events, where we have the opening ceremony this afternoon, followed closely by the junior Calypso competition. And let me rephrase that, or let me say that again, the Greenhouse Band Junior Calypso competition, because the competition over the years has been sponsored by Jazzy Civerton of the Greenhouse Band. He plays free for the youngsters in that Calypso competition. He arranges their music. He sometimes pens their songs, and that is his contribution towards the development of our young Calypsonians and the continuation of the Calypso art form here on Nevis.
So other than the Kaito competition that you mentioned earlier, what else can spectators expect tonight at Culturama's opening?
Well, we will be honoring the patron of the festival, Mr. William Zumbaidi Gaido. We'll be presenting him with a plaque. We'll be presenting him with a monetary donation. We will also be presenting him with some complimentary passes for the festival. We will also be giving our slogan winner, Miss Verna Tibu, who came up with the slogan, Fet and Celebrate, Nevis Culturama 48. We'll be giving her a plaque. We will also be awarding her with some tickets for the festival this year. We will have presentations from some of our major sponsors, our premium platinum sponsor Flow. They would be handing over their premium platinum check to the Minister of Culture. We will have some cultural performances. We cannot start Culturama without cultural performances. We'll be having the steel band, we'll be having the masquerades. They will be on display this evening. We'll be having some calypsonians singing appropriate songs, songs that speak to Culturama. They will be performing this evening. And we want to make the opening ceremony short and somewhat compact, because this year we have 12 junior calypsonians, and so we do not want to prolong the opening ceremony. Of course, the Minister of Culture, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, would declare the festival open, and then we'll go right into the junior calypso competition, which I said we have some 12 calypsonians. Unfortunately, the reigning junior calypso monarch, Invincible, will not be defending because he too is off island on family matters, and so he will not be defended this evening. So we are actually going to be looking to crown a brand new junior calypso monarch this year. Invincible reigned undefeated for the last 4 years. And so I think that, the competition this evening is going to be keen, because the other competitors now see an opportunity for them to be crowned the monarch, the junior monarch for Culturama 48 this evening.
All right, very quickly, sir. Will there be any COVID-19 protocols in place for Culturama 48?
Yes. Although we would not be enforcing the wearing of masks, and we will not be enforcing social distancing, we will be doing hand sanitizing upon entry, and we are asking patrons to be responsible and to take their own personal health in their hands and wear their masks. We will not be enforcing it, but we will be encouraging persons to wear their mask and to try as much as possible to not, be in close contact with persons. I know that for some of the fetes that will be impossible, but we will be also displaying the COVID-19 protocols on our monitor screens, so that it would be constantly in the minds of persons. Hey, COVID is real. We are not yet out of the woods. COVID is still somewhere lurking around out there, and we ourselves should take our personal safety into our own hands.
So with that said, Mr. Abbott, before we go, can you just remind us of the time and the venue of the Culturama opening this evening?
The Culturama opening this evening takes place at 7 o'clock at the Cultural Village. There's going to be a musical prelude, a steel pan music prelude from 6:30 that will sort of, provide some entertainment as persons get to the venue. And as I said, it's going to be the official ceremony begins at 7 o'clock, and it will be at the Cultural Village.
Thank you, Mr. Liebert. It was indeed our pleasure speaking to you on Culturama. And as we were speaking during the break, we hope that Culturama remains for years to come.
And thanks once again for having me on your program. I'm looking forward to future innovations going forward into Culturama 49 and probably 50.
Okay. It will be our pleasure indeed. Thank you so much. You stay tuned, much more after this short break.
You see that new boy that just joined the school last week? He brought me a chocolate this morning because I showed him the way home from school yesterday.
You like him?
No, he's just my friend. Plus, he is my neighbor. He asked me if we can walk home together for lunch tomorrow, and I told him yes.
I don't like these big boys. They tend to like to touch girls without your consent.
What do you mean by consent?
It's when one person agrees to give permission to another person to do something.
He is cute though.
Guys, you won't believe what happened the other day with the new boy from school.
What happened?
The other day, while walking home with the new guy, he followed me into my house. I thought it was okay because he seemed friendly and respectful. So I turned on the TV and offered him a soda. We sat in the chair together. Then he leaned over and kissed me. I was so shocked I sat up straight and asked him why he did that. He said he thought I liked him. I told him not in that way.
What? Girl, you should have never allowed him inside your parents' home.
My parents will be very angry if they meet any boys in our home plus kissing me.
Guys, we don't need to be burdened down with teen pregnancy and relationship problems at this time. Boys need to understand that girls are not sex objects.
Remember, you have the right to consent to every activity being performed, from holding hands to anything more, and to change your mind at any time. If your partner does not respect your wishes, this also is a form of abuse. If you, your friend or family member is being abused, you can contact one of the numbers listed below for help. Department of Gender Affairs 662-5492, Special Victims Unit 662-7077, Counseling Unit 465-5000. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
Everyone is encouraged to adopt a healthy and positive approach to daily life. Here are a few friendly reminders.
When you go to the local market and food vendors, remember to maintain a social distance of 6 feet or 2 meters apart. And always wear your mask.
Always keep your hands clean. Wash your hands with soap and water or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
When dining, choose restaurants with staggered seating. This will lower the risk of transmission.
If you have a fever, cough, or other respiratory symptoms, please wear a mask and seek medical care immediately. Rest at home and do not visit the food vendors, local markets, or restaurants.
Bless up, Dejo here, and I'm doing my part in the fight against COVID-19 by following all safety protocols and, most importantly, rolling up my sleeve for the vaccine. So I'm encouraging you to do the same, because that's our best shot of protecting ourselves, our family, and our friends. So don't wait, vaccinate. Let's roll up to roll out.
It's only just a phase. Once we're vaccinated, and everybody gonna be safe. Everybody gonna be safe. One kind, yeah. One people. We are roll up to roll up, yeah. 'Cause no man's alone. Do what's right, alright. 'Cause I love you, brother, my sister, and we're in this together, my sister, my brother. I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much. I think it's better for us, yeah, yeah. It's better for us. Hey, I don't wanna lose you. I love you too much, yeah, yeah. It's better for us. Tell your mommy to roll up to roll out.
I'm here to St. Kitts, Nevis. You don't know Infamous I represent for the Ministry of Health. Yeah, 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 yeah. Respect the COVID protocols. In a time like this, all for one, one for all. St. Kitts, Nevis. Don't forget your mask. Wear it everywhere you go. Sanitize before and after everything you do. Cause you never know what's on the surface of the places you go. Maintain social distance between me and you. Keep calm and stay focused. Don't be a fool, seek the facts first. And boost your immune system up. Don't wanna lose no more of us. Mask up, furlough, sanitize, observe the protocols all about. Be wise. Mask up, furlough, sanitize. Me family fitting boat. And you. Blessed love and greetings. This is Infamous, and I am here to encourage every Kittitian and Nivision to remember that we have our part to play in the fight against COVID-19. So sanitize, wear your face mask, practice social distancing, and go and get vaccinated. For me no know about you, but me love St. Kitts bad. Easy no man.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao bango.
Good morning, SKN. This is Lyrical. I just want to say blessings to you. There are a happy place in the life if you live in there. A happy place in the life if you live in there. Cause them at a happy place in the life. And they can't change. And they just come out here to do right. So whether day or night, they will never ever change. Blessings, blessings, and blessings.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. It's time now for the 10 biggest space stories of 2021. Right. So, first story is the discovery of comet Bernardinelli-Bernstein. Two researchers unexpectedly discovered the largest known comet to date. Graduate student Pedro Bernardinelli was looking through dark energy survey data to find objects that live beyond Neptune's orbit when he noticed an object significantly farther from the sun than the objects he planned to study. He asked his advisor, cosmologist, I keep saying cosmetologist. No, forgive me.
His makeup artist.
Cosmologist, precisely. Gary Bernstein to have a look. And they had actually detected a comet that is much larger than any of the stories known so far to science. It may be 10 times wider and 1,000 times more massive than a typical comet. Alrighty.
Wow, a big one. So, amateur astronomer discovers a new moon around Jupiter in 1974. Which one are... Oh, the new comet that was found. Oh, okay. Wow. So the comet that was... Oh. But it doesn't look like a comet now. It just looks like a nice piece of shiny rock. Oh, wow. So he discovered it, and
Yes,
then
he
he
did.
asked the I don't want to say
Cosmologist.
the cosmologist to confirm that it was a comet. I wonder if we can see flying comets now. Do you have a telescope?
No, I don't, although I want one.
You want one?
Yeah, I've wanted one for a lot of years, so I might get it eventually.
So there, if you're watching, that's for Jamie's wish list for Christmas. He wants a telescope. Yeah, wow. Wow. So an amateur astronomer discovers a new moon around Jupiter in 1974. NASA's Pioneer 11 spacecraft viewed Jupiter from above its north pole. Nice. A previously unknown moon has been detected around the largest planet in the solar system. Jupiter is a giant, so it gravitationally attracts many objects into its vicinity. Earth has one major moon, Mars has two, but Jupiter boasts at least 79 moons, and there may be dozens or 100 more of them that astronomers have yet to identify. So look at Jupiter, big boss of the universe, 79 moons. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, interesting facts there. Definitely.
I know.
That you can, detect.
We need to go to space. We need to save up and go on either Mr. Bezos or Mr. Branson.
You're going to save up and go on that? Okay,
Yeah.
good for you. You can send me a postcard.
You're not coming with?
I am not coming
Oh,
with.
man.
I'm right here
Man.
with my planet on Earth. That's where I am.
You need some soil then.
All right. Well, here we go. So NASA will return to Venus this decade. So Mars is a popular target for space agencies, but Earth's other neighbor has been garnering more attention recently. In 2020, researchers announced that they had detected traces of phosphine in Venus' atmosphere. It is a possible biosignature gas, and the news certainly reawakened interest in the planet. In early June 2021, NASA announced it will launch 2 missions to Venus by 2030.
What is phosphine? Phosphorus compound?
It's got to be some sort of element, or maybe a compound, as you rightly said.
Because I'm not a
sure.
chemistry girl.
Yeah.
Max is the science guy over here.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's
true.
the rays of the sun. Or
Yeah,
that's
looks
or that's the gas.
Listen,
Okay. Wow, look at that.
okay.
Ooh
Special
la
effects.
la.
Dude.
Oh. The sun is reawakening. The sun was experiencing a quiet time in its roughly decade-long cycle. The sun takes a nap? What? But it's now exiting that phase. So
Yeah, the sun.
it's now exiting at that phase. The sun has had very little activity in recent years, but the star's surface is now erupting in powerful events that spew out charged particles towards Earth. In early November, for instance, a series of solar outbursts triggered a large geomagnetic storm on our planet.
Really? I wonder what the effects of that were.
But they say the sun was that sun was resting, unless he had a twin that came out.
Sorry, say again?
The sun, it mentioned it was resting, but I'm saying he wasn't resting unless he had a twin that came out, because he was still hot.
Sun.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, the geomagnetic storm on our planet would be interesting to see what the effects of that are. I guess more research would be needed, but interesting enough.
But what do you think the effects would be?
No idea. That's the thing. Well, geomagnetic. So there's.
Pull?
Your guess is as good as
Like movies, like
I guess,
X-Men, everything
perhaps.
just lifts up.
Perhaps.
Wow.
So the sun is reawakening.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on to the James Webb Telescope. Sorry, James Webb Space Telescope flies into space. Okay, great. So NASA's James Webb Space Telescope separates from its Ariane 5 rocket with the bright blue Earth in the background, in this view captured after its launch on December 25th, 2021. NASA's James Webb Space Telescope separates from its... So a whole new era of space science began on Christmas Day 2021 with the successful launch of the world's next major telescope.
Oh, nice.
And of course, the image is credited to NASA television.
Look at it. Looks so cute. Almost look like the things we see in movies. Like the spaceship of whoever's fighting. I can't even remember the two persons that I watched in the last Green Lantern movie. I guess my mind is just cartoon.
You think of Green Lantern when you see that?
Yeah. So the Event Horizon Telescope takes high-resolution image of black hole jet. In July 2021, the novel project behind the world's first photo of a black hole published an image of a powerful jet blasting off from one of these supermassive objects. The Event Horizon Telescope, the EHT, is a global collaboration of 8 observatories that work together to create one Earth-sized telescope. The end result is a resolution that is 16 times sharper and an image that is 10 times more accurate than what was possible before. Wow.
Yeah, that's very telling because you have black hole jet. Black holes are prevalent throughout our universe, it seems.
I think I have to put down my list to go to an observatory.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Indeed.
That'd be a whole lot of fun to do, indeed. So the science aficionados there and people who are interested in that sort of thing,
I know.
you get a whole lot of other facts, including the fact that scientists spot the closest known black hole to Earth. So just 1,500 light years from Earth lies the closest known black hole to Earth, now called the unicorn.
The unicorn.
Tiny black holes are hard to spot, but scientists managed to find this one when they noticed strange behavior from its companion star, a red giant. Researchers observed its light shifting in intensity, which suggested to them that another object was tugging on the star. And that's relatively close, 1,500 light years from the Earth.
Wow.
Relatively close indeed.
Look at that. So there's Earth's second moon. What? Earth's second moon flies off into space. It wants nothing to do with Earth. Look at that. An object dropped into Earth's orbit like a second moon. And this year, it made its final close approach of our planet. It is classified as a mini-moon or temporary satellite. Oh, look at that. But it's no stray space rock. The object known as 2020 SO is a leftover fragment of a 1960s rocket booster from an American surveyor moon mission. Oh, oh, so that's what it is. So on February the 2nd, 2021, 2020 SO reached 58% of the way between Earth and the Moon, and roughly 140,000 miles, that's 220,000 kilometers from our planet. It was the mini-moon's final approach, but not its closest trip to the Earth. It achieved its shortest distance to our planet a few months prior, on December the 1st, 2020.
Interesting stuff.
So, but that's how long it's been up there, though. 1960s?
Yep.
Wow.
And it flies off into space.
And returns. Dun, dun, dun. We should make a movie.
Soon. All right. So Parker Solar Probe travels through the sun's atmosphere. This year, NASA's sun-kissing spacecraft swam within a structure that's only visible during total solar eclipses and was able to measure exactly where the star's point of no return is located. The Parker Solar Probe has been zooming through the inner solar system to make close approaches to the sun for the past 3 years, and it is designed to help scientists learn about what creates a solar wind, a sea of charged particles that flow out of the sun and can affect Earth in many ways.
Wow, look at that. That just looks like sparks as it flies by. Wow. I would love to go out there.
Oh, yeah, okay, I bet.
You're not going to go?
No way. I'm fine right
We're
here.
going to come back.
I don't know that.
Discoveries are good.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure. for those who discovered.
He doesn't want
Quote
to go to
unquote, the meaning of
space.
discovery for certain people. But anyway, that's another issue altogether.
So Perseverance begins studying rocks on Mars this year. NASA's sun-kissing spacecraft swam within a structure that's only visible during total solar eclipses and was able to measure exactly where the star's point of no return is located. The Parker Solar Probe has been zooming through the inner solar system to make close approaches to the sun for the past 3 years, and it is designed to help scientists learn about what creates the solar wind, a sea of charged particles that flow out of the sun and can affect Earth in many ways.
Right, the visuals on this thing are incredible.
Oh, wow. Look at that. The toy trucks that we see in movies that are on space.
Alrighty.
Wow.
All right, well, that's all that we have for the biggest space stories of 2021.
Yes.
We'll be back in a moment with more Good Morning SKN. Stay tuned.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I coming Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are in the exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
I going out tonight. I got a hot date. He older than me, but I don't care. I like what he telling me. He say I look sweet and ting. What? You want me go home with him? Nice. Boy, I wonder if I'm ready for this. I notice he ain't got a condom, but I gonna go ahead, see? He might think me ain't like him or trust him. Plus, this my first time. Nothing gonna happen to me. Lord, how could I let this happen? I ain't ready for no child. Who can support me and my child? My man gone jail and mommy and daddy said they ain't gonna help. I all on my own. How could I be so careless? I wish I could go back to that now. But my education on hold. How could I let this happen?
Don't let this happen to you. Contact the Department of Gender Affairs to find out about confidential offices and personnel available to answer questions about your sexuality or pre- or postnatal concerns.
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
It's been 6 months now and Glenn hasn't been working. His attitude has completely changed and he's been leaving the house every day for hours and liming with his friends and coming home drunk and causing confusion.
Gloria, this is what you cook today? This is not enough food for a big man like me.
But Glenn, it's been 6 months now. You haven't given me any money to shop for food.
Okay, so what you want me to do if my boss ain't called me out for work as yet?
Look for a different job now.
What you just said to me?
Get a next job.
What?
Help! Let me go!
Let go what? Yeah, let's see what really happen. Let go what? Watch them out with me now.
The weekend mom and dad fight. When are they going to stop?
Domestic violence is not just physical, it's mental, emotional, economical, and psychological. If you, your friend or family member is being abused, you can contact one of the numbers listed below for help. Department of Gender Affairs 662-5492, Special Victims Unit 662-7077, Counseling Unit 465-5000. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
The continued fight against COVID-19 requires the continued practice of public health measures across all sectors and in every community. Frequent and proper hand washing, wearing face masks, and physical distancing. Do you know who is not physical distancing? The Aedes aegypti mosquito. Let's avoid overloading our healthcare systems. This means simultaneously protecting yourselves and your loved ones from all disease, including mosquito-borne illness like dengue fever, Zika, and chikungunya viruses. Did you know that dengue is the most common mosquito-borne viral disease in the world? So let's get to work. Use window and door screens to keep mosquitoes out. Change the water in vases and scrub inside surfaces to remove mosquito eggs. Avoid using saucers with potted plants to prevent collection of water. Securely cover water barrels and drums with mosquito netting and properly fitted covers. Scrub the inside walls of water barrels and drums with detergent 1 to 2 times per week. Walk around the outside of your home and remove or overturn containers that can collect water and become breeding sites. Mosquitoes only need a small amount of water to lay their eggs. Remove unwanted cans, bottles, buckets, or used tires. Other items still in use must be properly stored in covered areas to avoid water settling in them. Clean roof gutters and air conditioner trays. Debushing and removing tall grass from around your home or establishment is also key to reducing mosquito populations. To decrease your risk of being bitten by infected mosquitoes, use proven personal protective methods too. Apply an effective mosquito repellent to exposed areas of skin according to manufacturer's instructions. Wear light-colored long pants and shirts while outdoors in the early morning and late afternoons. Further, protect vulnerable family members like pregnant women, children, the elderly, and persons who are unwell by using mosquito nets to sleep or rest, even during the day. Fight the bite and protect yourself and your family too from mosquito-borne diseases. This message is brought to you by the Pan American Health Organization, Office for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean countries.
Salt is an important part of the human diet, but most of us consume more than we realize.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. It is time now to let you know what's happening.
My watch is on this hand.
The Nevis Culturama 2022 is officially launching today, 21st July. There will be an opening ceremony for Culturama 48 tonight starting at 7 p.m. And we spoke earlier about it with Avenatti Liebert, and so we know this year's Culturama will definitely be one for the books. In addition to the opening ceremony, there will also be the Junior Kaiso contest. So support. Can I say that again? Support. And yeah, well, third time's the charm, support. The Culturama Committee works to preserve our cultural heritage. So go to Cultural Village in Nevis today from 7 p.m. And guess what? One of the best parts is that admission is free.
Yeah,
I think it'll be well attended this year. I think people are looking for a change.
Outside is back. Back outside.
Outside is back. Of course, the important, Kaiso and Calypso, not different. We asked the question, we got the answer.
Yes.
I prefer Kaiso. It sounds a little more,
cultural.
Authentic.
Yeah.
I can say that. So I prefer a spin on it, perhaps. That being said, when you go out, I'm not telling you to mask up, although I wish I could. I feel like these functions are happening and we're getting back to a state of normalcy, but not really.
Yeah, because then a little flu happens or a cold happens and it goes around.
Yeah.
And we are not out in the clear yet with this COVID-19 because we're seeing various variants. The B5 is now on and happening. So, and I think that one, as they say, it's immune to the vaccines and whatever else there is.
Sure, but
So we have to be mindful, folks. Although the protocols are not enforced, protect yourself. Enjoy yourself and protect yourself because we do not want you getting sick. We do not need a next shutdown. So we have to act and think and behave wisely while we are out in the open.
personal responsibility.
Yes,
that
it's
is-
key.
That's one of the keys. I'll leave it
Yes.
there. All right.
Yes. So go out, enjoy the opening and the Kaiso. I'm going to sing Kaiso next year, yes.
Yes,
No, this year,
thank
you know, I always tell my sisters them, every year I'm going to sing Kaiso at Carnival. I've never shown up. Yes. So tomorrow, Friday the 22nd July, there will be a Culturama Action Corner. Yes, Mr. Leiber did mention that as well. They are having it every Friday, I guess, until Culturama is done. So the ultimate Friday after work lime, it will take place at the CG Mall in Nevis starting at 4 p.m. sharp. You don't want to miss it. So you have to go to the Action Corner. They'll probably have local foods, they'll have drinks, they'll have, enough action, right? Maybe some masquerade, something cultural, some, what is it called? Not the corn, maybe some food. The cassava meal thing. What is it?
Okay. Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the name right now, Maybe they have some of that, Oh, look at this. There's a reminder that Views Burgers will be reopening today. I think I saw it. Is it a green container that had lights all around and it's by a poinsettia tree in Monkey Hill? That's not it?
No, that's not.
Oh man, there was me thinking that I saw it. Okay. Today, Thursday, the 21st, the event will feature new menu releases. To celebrate, go out to the basketball court in Upper Monkey Hill. Where's the basketball court again? And indulge in their delicious burgers. Rough. Alrighty, so we do apologize for that break in transmission. As you know, there are just some days where the technology gods do not work with us. So thank you, however, for joining us today. Remember to follow us on our social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, all at Studio 327 Inc. Like, subscribe, follow, and share. And remember to get us to 600 and more. Yes.
All right, please leave us a comment. Let us know what you'd like to see next on GMSKN, where we have a little bit of everything for everyone. We're inviting you to tune in tomorrow at 8 a.m. when you start your mornings with us and us with you right here on Good Morning SKN. Have a great day, guys.
Great Thursday. See you on Friday.